Hey, what's up, all? How's it going? And welcome back to my latest episode of Cherry on Pop. This week is actually definitely a smaller week. I know I've said that in past, but it is a lighter week on the announcements, which is good, which means the video is not quite as long and all that. So you don't have to sit and see me ramble for 15, 20 minutes, whatever, however much it is. But I do have a special guest towards the end, so stay tuned for that. But if you haven't yet and you're new to this, please hit that like and follow down below, especially if you like the video to follow. Then you know when all the videos go live. Plus, I have that little bell on the side that will pop up any type of time I drop a new video, so it'll just give you that notification. So without further ado, let's dive on into what we got this week. The first item is a set of, it's from a show that I already have the full set of pops. Love the set, love the show, big fan. It's actually based out of Colorado where I live. And this is some Pocket Pop keychains, and it's from the classic show South Park. If you haven't seen South Park, I highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's worth seeing. Just two items. The first one up, of course, is Zombie Kenny. I mean, you can't go wrong with some Zombie Kenny. Gotta love Kenny. Gotta love Kenny. They don't quite use him like they used to in the show, but still, he's a classic character. And then the next up is Mysterion. Love some Mysterion. That's a classic episode back when they decided to turn into their own little superhero, supervillain type thing. It was pretty good. So definitely highly recommend those. But that's it for South Park. Now we do have a couple of more items just two little items that are going to be some Pocket Pop keychains, and they're from a classic game that is actually one of the most popular out there, but they are having some issues with their league or something like that. But I'm talking about Overwatch, and Blizzard was got some league going, and yeah, it's all across the news right now for the gaming industry. So if you're a fan of Overwatch, these are going to be great for you. I know these are two of some of the more popular characters that they try and do, and you've got Reaper and Tracer. Two great looking characters. I like the looks of both of them. Reaper is a cool little character. I really do need to get back into some more Overwatch because I do have it and I haven't played it enough, and it's a fun game. It's one of those first person shooter style games that I can actually have a chance in, because most of them, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, multiplayer, yeah, not very pretty. Not very pretty. Then, of course, we move into another big game, which they've got the second one coming out later this year. I don't believe they have pops for these yet. I'm not sure from what I remember, but I don't think I've seen pops. I think this is the first wave of them. And I'm talking about a game from the creators of not only Halo, but, of course, the game called Destiny. And I wasn't a big fan when it first started. I'm kind of tempted to jump back into it because there's been a ton of changes and all that, and supposedly it is 10 times better from what it started out, because when it started out, it was not so good. A lot of promises that they didn't keep. But we got a couple different pops. First up, we have Syed 6. Character I know I've seen, I believe, in the commercials for Destiny 2. So I believe this could be a mixture of both, or I don't know, since I haven't played the game, I'm not totally for sure. Next up, we have Lord Shaxx. And then we have Ikora, Zavala, which I'm not sure where these characters place in line with the story or anything like that, so I don't want to lead you in the wrong route or anything like that. But they're all pretty cool looking. And then we've got Oryx, which he looks like he would be a cool, like, 6-inch pop, one of the larger size pops. He just looks like that type of character. And then finally, we finish up with a couple of exclusives. The first one are only at GameStop. And the first one that they have is Xur, which Xur's holding something in his hand or her hand, whatever, her. I think it's a guy, but I don't know. Who knows? And then Atheon, which Atheon, interesting. I mean, the gun kind of looks like it's got some Halo-style influence and whatnot on it. But yeah, those are both GameStop exclusives. And then the next two are from Target and only at Target. Same character. and the character is Crota. The first one is just a regular everyday one that you find exclusive at Target, and then of course they have the chase variant, which is 1 in 6. So 1 in 6 of those is going to be the chase variant, and this one is glow in the dark, it looks like, which it's pretty sick looking. I like it. These are all coming in August, so if you're a Destiny fan, there you go, you're all set. Next up, we have for a movie coming out later this year, and it's based off not actual books, but there is a book series from Stephen King, and I'm talking about The Dark Tower. This is a brand new story. It continues on after the Dark Tower series, and that is, it's supposedly getting a lot of hype and everything like that. They have 3 different characters. 2 of them are the same guy, but it's just one's an exclusive, one's not. They're dropping in July. The first one we have is Gunslinger. Then we have The Man in Black. And of course, we finish up with the Gunslinger again, but this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Looks like Barnes & Noble's starting to slowly get back into the pop game again. I haven't seen them for a while. They're finally, actually getting some more exclusives. And then there's a movie coming out later this year, which I've got high hopes for. I'm really hoping we'll find out if Wonder Woman actually does justice to the DCEU, but I'm talking about Justice League. So you got all the main characters of the Justice League. You start off with Batman and Aquaman. Both of them going to be big characters, big stars. Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa. Yes, I'm actually excited for Jason Momoa and his Aquaman movie that he's doing. And then the next 2 up are Cyborg and The Flash. Cyborg, not too familiar with the actor, but I'm really hoping. I'm not a big fan of the CGI that they've done with him. I just don't like it. But, who knows what they'll do with polishing it up once they actually get to the actual movie and how well he looks. And then The Flash, played by Ezra Miller. And then, of course, you finish up with the last 2, some of the classics, and that's Superman and Wonder Woman. I really, really hope Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, is going to be really, really good. That's coming out in a couple weeks here. Going to see it on the Thursday night when it drops. I really, really hope. But yeah, and of course, spoiler alert, Superman's obviously not dead if they're doing a pop form. Sorry, that's just, now it's known. And then the next up, we've got a couple more left, just 2 more different series. One is my classic favorite TV series of all time, and that's The Walking Dead. These are all exclusive Dorbs, and they're exclusive to Walgreens, which means your chance of finding them next to none, because Walgreens and exclusives are freaking awful. They're just not worth it. But, maybe I'll get lucky and find some of them. First character up, of course, you got Carl Grimes. You've got his regular and then a chase variant. The chase variant is where he's lost his eye. And then the next one, you have, of course, Negan with his bat. First one, regular exclusive. Next one, chase variant. And the chase variant, he's got blood all over, his face and his body and everything. So he just beat someone. These are all dropping in early June. And finally, a classic movie was just dropped. Earlier, actually just this weekend that this is coming out. I guess they didn't want to spoil it, so this could be a big spoiler. But it's from Alien, and it's the Neomorph, and with the toddler. So it's got a little mini pop with it. Kind of like when if you saw the Rocket and Groot one, you got Rocket with the mini Groot on it. So yeah, those are dropping in early July. I had a feeling that they probably didn't want to drop it until after the movie came out because they really didn't want to spoil anything. I know my buddy Kurt's going to probably be all over this one. Him and Alien, yes. So that's it for this week. Not a big week in news. Like I said, we do have a special guest, so let me take it on over to my beautiful girlfriend who is going to show off a couple of pops that she got.
Hi guys. Thanks, Jamie. I thought I'd make another special appearance on Cherry on Pop for a couple of pops that Jamie actually bought me. Just as some fun little presents. So the first one is from Beauty and the Beast, Belle. This is a Target exclusive. So we'll open it up. This was actually a really good movie. Jamie actually really enjoyed it, which I was a little surprised because Disney isn't really his forte. So I did drag him along, but he did really enjoy it. So this is, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, this is when she is locked up and gets with the wardrobe, and the wardrobe dresses her up. So the next one is actually perfect timing because it's a little movie coming out next week called Pirates of the Caribbean, which is another one of my favorite Disney movies, and Jack Sparrow. So it's perfect timing to open this one up and show you guys. I hope this movie is really good and it doesn't get released early like they're saying, but if it does, oh well, I'm still going to see it. So this is cool. Hopefully he stands. His legs are kind of a little small. He does. So anyways, those are the pops for the week. Thanks for tuning in, and back to you, Jamie.
All right, well, thank you, my beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Allison. I appreciate, showing off those pops. I know she gives me a hard time, for having her come into these videos and all that. But she loves showing them off. I know she does. I can see the look in her eye and, just smile on her face. So she loves it. But as for this week, that's it. I do have a couple that I'll unbox next week that I'm picking up. They're for a series that I've been going on for a while. So I'm finally going to be getting those. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, if you did like this video, hit that like down below. Also hit that follow so when I drop new videos. I do have a video coming out probably tomorrow with an explanation of some changes going on. So I will let you know because there is some big changes happening with this channel and a lot of things that are going on and whatnot. So I will be dropping that hopefully tomorrow, if not possibly Monday. So one of those days I will drop it. But other than that, the rest of the stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all there down below. As like I always like to say, please don't forget to unleash your inner nerd. And I will see you next Cherry on Pop. Peace.